Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, it's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber. I am in a bit of a Sonic kick. Every once in a while, Sonic enters my brain zone and I just get transpired by the blue blur himself. And today I want to talk about something that I love, and that is something that a lot of Sonic fans may or may not agree with, and I know a lot of general Sonic fans, like not diehard, but general Sonic fans, may highly disagree with me, but hear me out. The Sonic Storybook games, and we only have two, Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic Black Knight, in my opinion, are underrated. Let me talk about it. So, I remember when Sonic and the Secret Rings came out because I remember going to the store, Walmart, back in the day and actually purchasing this game for my Wii. Honestly, I don't regret that purchase back in the day. I really did enjoy the game. Now, there was some trial and tribulation in it. There was definitely a lot of moments where I felt like throwing my Wii controller and nunchuck at the wall and as at said TV that I was playing the game at, because the way that it was playing sometimes felt very janky. And so I understand why people probably don't like it. I also understand why people probably view these games as, you know, just what is it called? Just bad games based on the way that they play. But for me, they have such a special place in my heart because I perfected Sonic and the Secret Rings. I played that game nonstop, and as I kept playing it, it kept getting better and better for me, at least. It felt like a funner game the more and more you played it, and I know that sounds insane for some people because some people really just dropped it immediately and were like,
How could you possibly play this game more than a couple times?
I was that weirdo kid that loved Sonic so much that I played it more than a couple times. And when I started getting more items and getting more things and started beating these levels, it felt like it felt like a good accomplishment. I liked the side games that they put in these games. Also, I know it was sort of like scuffed and not really fully thought out. Or, well, not thought. It's not that it wasn't thought out, but I guess so. Fully finished. In the game, it feels like it was. Those games definitely felt like they were rushed, especially Sonic and the Black Knight. It was such a short game. Sonic and the Secret Rings was a hefty game. Like it definitely made you want to, it definitely relied on the replayability of it. But Sonic and the Black Knight, to me, I sort of like played it once and then never kind of quite revisited it again, which is a shame because I actually never got to see that secret ending that a lot of people saw where he turned. Like I remember that being a thing, and I was like, well, I didn't get it. And then for some weird reason, I don't even remember if I did get that secret level. Maybe I just forgot. I don't know. But the main reason why I'm talking about these storybook Sonic games is because, one, like I said, I think they're highly underrated. I understand why, because people, again, the mechanics of these games were very janky. I mean, it was the Wii. They wanted to try out the new system with the Nintendo Wii, and that included the controller. Let me see. Let me see if I can give you guys a clear visual of what I'm talking about. For those of you guys that may or may not be children, this right here is a gem nowadays. This is the Wii controller and nunchuck. So back in the day when you used to play Sonic, you would use this, but actually with Sonic and the Secret Rings, you would actually play with only the Wii controller. So you would move it like this and play and press the buttons and move it like this to move Sonic. And it was jank. It really was. I'm not even going to defend the game for that. I'm genuinely not. I understand that. I understand that it was jank, but I loved the levels on that game. To me, were so good. Like, and I love the concept of a storybook Sonic game, and I wish they would bring that back because I love the idea of Sonic going into these other universes, dimensions, whatever you want to call them, and explore different aspects to the greater multiverse. Because it's Sonic, he runs fast. Why wouldn't he? Like the Arabian Nights was sick. The main erase the Jin, I forgot his name, but the main villain, badass. that secret form that Sonic goes into, the purple spine. Are you kidding me? That to me, I was like, it was like watching Super Saiyan all over again. The when he turned it, or like, you know what I mean, a new transformation that I was just like, holy shit, Sonic is locking in this. And that boss battle was actually really fun too. Like it was actually genuinely a good boss battle. And from before he transformed, also, I think that boss battle was actually really fun for me. I enjoyed it. Um, I enjoyed the cutscenes. They're really really good. I mean, they cooked with those cutscenes, and the Black Knight was also really really cool when it came to that. I also love the idea of a hack and slash Sonic game. I think the concepts of these games is what makes them, for me, underrated, and why I will propose the next scene as to why this video even exists. I think Sega, anybody that works at Sega, any Sega employee, anybody that has ties to Sega or the Sonic team that could be possibly watching this YouTube video, listen to me now. Don't remaster, remake Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and Black Knight. I think if you take those concepts, you take the bare bones of those games and just finish them properly with a controller, no more jank, get rid of the jank, you know, just do a proper storybook Sonic game, and these games would be, I guarantee you, one of the most popular Sonic games, and it will create a whole new subgenre of Sonic games, if not Sonic lore, with the storybook idea. I think it's just so cool. I mean, I'm not gonna go too deep into it in this video because, that could be a separate video of its own. But I also got inspired to talk about this because in the morning, on one of my mornings before I went into work, I was watching this YouTuber. I'll post the video here on screen for you guys to get a reference of what I'm talking about. So if you want to watch that video, you can. But you basically talking about this fan game that's being produced that's in the storybook sort of like concept, and I'm all here for it, man. I absolutely, if that's one thing I appreciate Sega, is for letting Sonic fans be what they are, and that's crazy, awesome, creative individuals. And shout out to Sonic fans because they are making another Sonic storybook game, I believe set in Chinese culture, which you know what I mean, is gonna be hopefully cool. I mean, Sonic fans definitely are ambitious with their projects. I mean, they completely remade Sonic '06. I mean, that's it's honestly kind of nuts. So I feel like we should support it. I'll do a separate video basically reacting to that and talking about it. But going back to the storybook idea, I think the storybook idea, you can just cook really hard with this. Like I said, Sonic and the Secret Rings, I loved the idea of Sonic having that life force right there with the flame, and then the more the flame kept going down, you knew Sonic could be dead after that. And I also just loved the Arabian Nights take on this new parallel world where Sonic meets Knuckles, and it's not quite the Knuckles that Sonic knows. Sonic sees Tails, and it's not quite the Tails that Sonic knows. And it's a cool concept, especially now with Sonic Frontiers coming out and turning these levels that Sonic has had into zones. The possibilities for a remake for these games are kind of honestly endless, because you could just turn those levels into zones and have like a zone with all the dinosaurs that you get to jump over. I mean, Sonic and the Secret Rings also literally had levels where you would go kind of like in Frontiers, where you would I'm pretty sure one of the Titans literally flew around and you could just run on on its track that it left behind. That was in Sonic and the Secret Rings. Okay, Sonic and the Black Knight. For me, that to me is untapped. I feel like that to me is something that could be way cooler than, because it's already dope. Like the concept of Sonic being a Black Knight, or just being a knight in general, and facing off against the Black Knight, and then the plot twist of the end of that. I think you can just expand on that and hack and slash levels. I think with Sonic and the Black Knight, honestly, you just explore the hack and slash levels. you have that kind of like Sonic Unleashed, where you have the Werehog levels versus the regular Sonic levels, where he just runs around like regular Sonic, like how Sonic does. I think that's the thing that I loved about Sonic Unleashed. That I, when I was thinking about it and thinking about these games, I was like, dude, Sonic and the Black Knight remade, but you have, instead of the Werehog, you have Sonic hack and slash uh uh levels where he's got the blade and he's, you know what I mean, and you get to attack and you get to fight and you get to do all that shit. Come on, dog, that's tight. And then you have a regular Sonic level where if you do want to just run super quick and traverse through a stage, I feel like you could do that. I feel like the Sonic hack and slash would be more zony, and the Sonic levels would be more kind of like what they did with Frontiers, where you could do that with certain levels in order to gain the Chaos Emeralds to fight the main Titans. I think you just kind of like can do that with Sonic and the Black Knight. It lends itself perfectly with that sort of like structure, and I feel like it would go insanely hard. Also, like you could just the combat, especially now that we explored it with Sonic Frontiers. Imagine that, but just with a blade. I mean, come on, dude! It would be so cool. And then after remaking those, you can do another completely new storybook. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You could do so many different mythologies that Sonic just traverses through and just fucking like has a storybook adventure in. I don't understand what, like, I get that these were in times where like Sonic, especially after '06. I mean, I think that's definitely what killed the possibility of anything with these games is people just weren't into them because the mechanics weren't working. They weren't giving them a shot at that point because they also were coming off of Sonic '06, and Sonic '06 left a lot of people with a bad taste in their mouth. But I think now that we're in such a resurgence where even though Sonic Frontiers wasn't quite, I mean, it was definitely divisive a little bit, but at the same time, generally overall, it's not a Sonic '06. People loved most of the stuff in Sonic Frontiers, so and then the movies are coming out too in tandem. Like Sonic is in its highest point that it's probably ever been in. So why not come back with, and you brought Sonic Racing back, so you're doing that, and then you have the freaking the boards also in Sonic Racing, so you're able to bring that back. Why not? That's it. Why not? Why not do it? Why not do another Sonic storybook game? Come on, please, Sega. Sonic Team, I beg of you. I want remakes and I want a new Sonic storyboard game. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my butt. I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comment section below if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Let me know if there's anything that maybe I just didn't really talk about that you would tag on to it. Let me know if Sonic and the Secret Rings to you is a game that you enjoy, or Sonic and the Black Knight. Let me know. Let me know your takes on the Sonic storybook idea. Let me know what you think about that. Just sound off. I'd love to hear some feedback. I love to see people's opinions, where they're at, Sonic fans. And I'm excited for another mainline Sonic game. I think that's also why I sort of got these juices thinking about these other games. But I'm definitely tempted to go back and play Sonic and the Secret Rings with the Wii controller. I understand that there's a way to play it now, also, which I also want to do with a regular controller. And by the way, I've heard nothing but positive things about that. So that makes me want a remake even more. And I think Black Knight is currently being worked on by the fans in order to make it controller. But yeah, I just for funs, just for like shits and giggles, just to also see me like sort of like get pissed at my nunchuck and Wii controller. Let me know if you would like to see that as a possible video series of me revisiting the storybook games, because I have them. I could easily just pop them in and do a video on them. Let me know if you would like to see that. But anyways, I feel like I'm rambling. I do this all the time where I say bye and then I don't end the video. But anyways, those are my thoughts. Sega, Sonic Team, bring back the storybook games, okay? Please. And if you reach the video this far, be sure to like. I already said subscribe. Okay, I'm leaving. Sonic, I'm in a Sonic kick right now, so I may have a couple other videos that are Sonic videos. Sorry, not sorry, but Sonic fans, you guys will enjoy them, so I'll see you then.